Before I start this video, I just want to say that I am very grateful for this forest. It helps me focus and take my walks peacefully alone. If you're interested, we can go together and we can have a little chat. Do you know what's crazy in this day and age? We are so worried about stuff that we shouldn't even worry about in the first place. We worry too much that this thing that we think is gonna work in our favor is eventually gonna not work suddenly. We always assume the bad first before we assume the good. And to me, I never liked it. It seemed absolutely stupid to think that way. And you know what? I don't think I want to live in a life like that. Morning, sir. In this modern day and age, we've been conditioned from a young age that once we are in our adulthood, we're gonna have a shit ton of responsibilities to take care of. And that there's no escape from them whatsoever. And that no one's going to help us. And you know what? They're right. But I don't think they're completely right with this statement. I believe that it's also our responsibility to choose what to worry about and to choose what to not worry about. Specifically the things that's not in your control. We worry so much about the things that they are not even in our control. People are so, how do I say this? It's like people are just convinced that something always was going to come here and haunt them. That no matter what, even if they have 2 days where they were relatively okay, they will always assume the bad that will come to them. This is no way to live. You can't live a life where you're all just chained up by worry. This is not a way to live. I don't believe in that. Before I continue, I found this beautiful, beautiful swamp over here. It looks so fucking good. I like this forest. I'm so grateful for it. There is a very good, inspiring picture that I've actually seen on the internet from someone who is trying to make a change. His name is Ryan Holiday, and he put out this picture on the internet that sparked something amazing. And here's the thing. He put a diagram, right? The first thing on the diagram said, do you have a problem in life? And there was a two-choice line, a yes and a no answer. A no was directly linked to don't worry then. The yes was linked to something else. Yes was linked to another question. And that question was, is that problem in your control or not? I believe that's what I said. And then there was also a yes and a no answer. But guess what? Both of them said the exact same thing that led to the first question. And that was, do not worry. Whether that thing is in your control or not, we shouldn't worry about that in the first place. Because first, if we know that that thing is not in our control, then why the fuck are we even worrying about it? Or that even if we know what to do about it, why would we worry in the first place if we knew how to solve that problem? If you already knew, then you wouldn't worry. And if you already don't know, then you wouldn't worry either, because it shouldn't concern you. In the last video, I actually said something similar to that. I learned it from Mark Manson, the author of the book the subtle art of not give a fuck. And he briefly explained that we have a limited numbers of fucks to give in this world. We choose what to give a fuck about, and we choose not to give a fuck about the stuff that we don't really want to give a fuck about. And yes, you might be saying like, oh, okay, but like, what about other people? What are they gonna think? But bro, who the fuck cares what other people think? It goes through the same exact like question. Who the fuck cares what other people think if you choose to give a fuck about that thing that you're concerned about or not? No one really gives a fuck. Go live through life without even a single worry about what might happen or what might go on. This is also something that you should learn the more you practice Stoicism. What matter what life throws at you, specifically, good or bad, mostly bad of course, you shouldn't even worry in the first place. When it comes to handling problem, what you specifically need is Stoicism, my friend. Now you might be thinking, what is even Stoicism? Stoicism is the act and the kind of thinking that you specifically need when it comes to handling problem or obstacles in the way. So I'll give you a very brief, good example. Let's say there are two people, right? One is called Jerry and one is called Samuel. Jerry has given the information that his father passed away an hour ago. What do you think Jerry would do? Obviously, he might feel pity, sad, or might break down. He might even run into some like serious depression if he had a very good relationship with his father. His father might have meant a lot for him. He probably would have not taken it as a professional way. Now let's look at Samuel. He was recently told that his father died as well, right? Let's just assume that. It's just an example, don't take it serious. Samuel did went through grief, but he didn't take it as serious as what Jerry did. Now you might be thinking, well, what if Samuel didn't have a very good relationship with his father? But here's the thing, Samuel does have a very good relationship, but that's when it comes to Stoicism. Stoicism teaches you how to specifically remind yourself that something might happen and that you should be okay with it. Specifically what Samuel did is that he already visualized way before that his, let's say, dear father might pass away. And okay, sure, he might feel a little sad about that, but in the end, he was pretty much okay with it because he already visualized and just knew that that day might come. So he just accepted it as like some fate. That's specifically the fate that he had to accept. That's why he specifically didn't break down like as much as, let's say, Jerry. And that's the general idea of Stoicism. You specifically handle problems without even being faced by them. You already visualize them at their succeed and both at their failure. And you have to be okay with both of them. You have to, specifically the failure, because let's be honest, most of us don't want to fail. We have this core desire to like succeed at every single thing we want to do. But yes, there will be some things that you're probably going to fail at multiple times until you succeed at. And there will be things that you probably won't even succeed at. Once you visualize that, way before you even like do that thing, you will be actually okay with the idea that you failed. I'm not saying failure is okay, but you need failure specifically to learn and to improve something. We don't like improve on anything unless we run through some like failure in life. Like let's say for example you fail some test, right, in school or in college. you fail it. Okay. You probably should have studied more. And there will be some person, probably not you, who will act as if, oh no, the teacher was like, yeah, the teacher failed me. It's like, they know they failed, but they don't blame themselves. They blame others around them. And that's the core, like, learning lesson. You have to accept that you failed at something in order to move on and do better at it. That's the general idea, you know? Anyway, let's not go out of topic, and let's go back to what started this video in the first place. My point is that this world we live in is not permanent. And most of the problems you're facing are just temporarily. You don't need to put all your, like, mind energy into something that will probably be negative on you. You don't need that. And just like I said, brother, you shouldn't even care if that thing that you're worried about would work or not. Just don't worry in the first place. Like, it might be like a little selfish or shallow to just say, oh yeah, just don't worry. Even though you might be like, but what if this? What if that? What if this happens? What if that happens? What would I do if this happens? Then bro, don't worry in the first place. The general idea is to just not worry as something that's not even in your control. I explained it in the first few minutes in the video. Oh wait, hold on. There's this fucking pot that I need to get away from. Anyway, I hope you found value in this video. You can like, subscribe. You can share the video to someone that you think he might need it or she need it. Other than that, you're free to go. Have yourself a wonderful day and God bless you.